What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the SheSellsWeed podcast. I'm your host, Mindy Galloway, aka Mindo Indo.
And I'm Jax. You can just find me at Jax on the internet because
This is just Jax.
It's Jax. That's it.
And it's just us today. So we're going to hang out. I do still want to thank our sponsors, the Delta Boys Lounge and Dispensary and the Pocket Dispensary out in Sacramento. So if you're ever in the Delta, Isleton, come check out the Delta Boys. And if you're in the city of Sacramento, come check out the Pocket Dispensary.
Yeah, actually, it's pretty easy to visit both of us because we're on the route between the Bay Area. So you could stop here, you could stop at Pocket, and check both of our stores out.
Take a weed tour.
That's it. Exactly.
You go everywhere.
I know, exactly. Maybe one day we'll have the SheSellsWeed tour bus. We'll go visit all the ladies that own dispensaries.
Yeah, that is one of my dreams, though, just to be able to have a little tour bus and then take people from the retirement homes. We'll bring them to the dispensary.
I already got that happening. Did you see the news that they brought the Cannabis out here? That's what they do with Trilogy now?
No.
The
that's
news
very
came
cool.
out to the store and they do a thing because there's a 420 group over at Trilogy, which is a seniors living area. And they load them up on the Delta Breeze and bring them here. So we've already got that little bit going with the seniors, but then we can maybe take them to other dispensaries,
Yeah,
so we can
do
just
the
get
whole,
a new vibe.
the whole tour. So.
But yeah, it's fun. So this one's just going to be you and me. And I think that we're talking about doing a little bit more of the style of podcasting, which is
just checking up. There's so many things I think in our industry that changes.
Yeah.
Very quickly. Like we had a lot of stuff that happened very recently that we kind of didn't even know was going to happen.
Yeah.
Even being involved, even knowing, and for some people it's wins, for some people it's losses, but there's been a lot of change recently. So it is nice to check in, catch up, and then I want to know your opinion about what's going on, what's happening in the world, and the things that we also do day to day and the everyday. I am really into the lounges. We've been doing a lot of the lounge stuff for the city of Sacramento for a long time, 5 years.
I know. I couldn't believe they postponed it again. I thought we were so close, and then they postponed again.
Yeah, they're lumping a lot of different topics together. Yeah. And so they're doing a whole policy change and a remake. Right. And so everything kind of has to be adopted at the same time. So if they don't agree on something, they're not going to move forward with it. And so a lot of the stuff regarding to on-site consumption was perfectly fine. They didn't have any issue because we had already been through several meetings that we were like, this is our opinion. This is what would be the best for our industry and for the operators. But it was a different topic. So hopefully that will come back in Q1, so in the next couple months of 2026. And I am just thinking the whole 2026 about how I'm going to make this work because of the requirements. It's going to cost like $200,000 alone just for HVAC.
Yeah, for the HVAC. Yeah, because they want to it's like what the casinos kind of have, right? Where it's like really drawing and like HEPA filters. And
it's a zero emission. So you have to be able to, zero pressure, I think.
That's right. Yeah, it's like a vacuum.
So you essentially have to build a room within a room in order to be able to smoke. That's how it would be because our ceilings wouldn't necessarily support the containment of something like that. And so it would be extremely costly, but I've been wanting a lounge for so long.
Yeah.
I still want to do it. So I'm going to use 100% of my brain to figure this out.
Not 99, 100%.
Yeah. Then all you guys come and hang out at the lounge.
Exactly. No, I'm excited. I think that you have a great location for that. And you've kind of secured that location for such a long time that it's got to be that way for sure. So, but yeah, that's really, really really cool. Here in Ileton, I mean, we don't have such a strict city. We're lucky enough to just put in an inline fan to draw the smoke away. We're a little outlaw out here in Ileton, but no, it's definitely, a concern, especially where you are. You're going to have a lot more people in that space than I'm going to have in my space. So I think keeping everybody healthy, especially your staff, because nobody wants to be breathing unwanted smoke all day for sure. But yeah, there has been a lot of changes happening outside of Sacramento with the rescheduling, and I think that's exciting and scary at the same time. I think it leaves a lot of unknowns, but I also feel like it's the pathway to legalization.
Yeah, I mean, I think that that was one of the things where it was like, I did not expect that to happen. And then my people were like, yeah, it's happening this Thursday. Like they heard about it pretty much 2-3 days before it was going to happen. And then we were all on a call, my friends and all the business owners for all the dispensaries. As he was signing it, we're all like together, and we were just all like, "Oh, this is great," but I'm also very scared. But like, also, we have no idea what's gonna happen, and there is a lot of speculation. A lot of different people saying a lot of different things, and at the end of the day, we don't exactly know what is going to happen. But I think it is good to have the licensed operators help build the foundation of the overall economy of the cannabis industry, because it's a nationwide event that happened. And I can say it's good in some different aspects for my business personally, but for somebody that doesn't have access in a state that does not allow any sort of anything, it's a huge backward step for them in terms of access. But what I'm saying is that, hey, we're from California, that has one of the best climates for especially sun-grown and like different appellations when it comes to the plant itself. And you don't have access in this other city, state, open the frickin' border. Like, let me mail something. It's like, people buy wine from Napa. Yeah. They specifically are going to buy wine from Napa. Like, why wouldn't you in another state want to buy cannabis from California and get that shipped to you in the mail and be able to order it and create this access instead of continuing the hemp industry that has completely unregulated product. Yeah. There's no licensing, there's no nothing. It's just something that was kind of going under the radar for a while. And they've built a big industry around hemp. A lot of people have, but it still is not as robust or safe as the legal cannabis market. It's in my opinion, just because I've seen all the shit that we have to do on the back end. Yeah, the weird synthetic things that they were kind of mixing in with that, like we've heard about THCP and things like that. Like I was very worried about consumers because I get calls from other friends that live in different states about it. And it's like, I can't even advise you on it because I have zero experience with it. You have zero experience with it. And personally, like I wouldn't want to smoke something like that just because it's like, what's the difference in buying like bath salts from a smoke shop? Like we don't really know what it is. Like, and so is it safe for human consumption? And they were talking crazy things like, oh, it's 3 times more potent. And it's like, well, what does 3 times more potent really mean to the human body? And how is your body going to digest that? And we already have people that can't just smoke cannabis. Like their bodies respond weird to it. So they can't consume it. And so it's like, now they're having to be, it's like a backwards pedal a little bit because instead of us being like, okay, this is the standard, it's like now you have all these like weird other things coming in that kind of mixes it up and whatnot. Yeah, but, and it could be from anywhere, from anybody. Like there was no oversight for any of that at all. And I think that's one of the, when you talk about like the good things that are that is going to come out of the rescheduling is the ability to do the research. Yeah. Because, that's what I'm excited for. Yeah, like with all of these other synthetic stuff, it's just so unknown. Yeah. So being able to do research on it, it's going to be a huge step. And I do feel for, it's good for businesses, but it's not necessarily good, like I said, for patients, for access, for the people in prison. Like, nobody gets let go. And those are all real things that everybody should be aware of, and knowing that this is still happening under the surface of the industry or the commercial industry itself. But it is something for us to be able, like, maybe because of it. So now that I don't have to pay 280E as a business owner. So 280E is the tax code. Not pretty much, I felt like I was working so hard at everything and then just giving all my money to the government. Like,
it's a lot.
And for somebody that doesn't necessarily like the government, like, that was really hard. I was like, no, I don't want to. I don't want to. And I'm not even talking about sales tax. I'm not even talking about excise tax, because those are all things that, we remit and it flows down. But as far as not being able to write things off as a normal business would be able to is so detrimental. So, I was paying so much money each month, and now I couldn't before. But the way that you put your money back into your community is by donating to 501(c)(3)s and being able to write that off, so that a lot of that money, right, from the government is supposed to go into these programs and all these things, but you have no control over what is going on or where your money is going. So I'm hoping that gives me a little bit more flexibility into the choice. Like, I want to put my money into supporting this cause or this issue or something of that nature, and be able to decide myself instead of giving it to the government and just not knowing where it goes to. Yeah,
you get to see the effect of, like, your money, instead of it just being like, poof. There it goes.
It's like, bye.
I'm really excited for the research, and that's what I was saying. Like, I think it's the pathway to legalization is, like, as much as we all know that cannabis is safe, it's like for a broad spectrum of the entire United States, I think there has to be a lot of research done. And right now it's like they have to privately do it, and it's very expensive, where now they get access to federal funding for that research. And hopefully that leads towards, like, them realizing that it is safe and something people can consume. And like you were saying, maybe it doesn't turn into us being able to mail it to a direct customer, but maybe we can open up the lines of distroing to where, we can distro to this other state and they're not having to grow it. Because let's be fair, Nevada and Arizona, I mean, their weed's terrible because they have to grow it in Arizona and Nevada, and it's bone dry there. I mean, the weed can't even have a fighting chance.
It's the humidity, the air quality, everything. The humidity, and then you only get maybe indoor experience of flower. You don't get the Cali sun, the Cali sun grown, the mountain grown.
I agree. And it changes here in the state too, because you get stuff from the valley versus up in the foothills or up from Humboldt. Like, it's a completely different flower smoking experience. I usually prefer the more mountain range stuff
or the coastals. Like, I really like the weed that comes out of Monterey, like by the coastal cities over there. And that turns out really nice too. The outdoor, the depths in that area, but definitely, Humboldt up north. It's really good growing conditions. So.
I agree. There's beautiful microclimates that they have up there. Because everybody says Humboldt, and it's like there's only like a certain real location that you're growing it in, which is like southern Humboldt, because otherwise you get too much humidity up there. So, but so how have things been with you? I mean, anything new going on in your life as far as you want to share with the audience?
I mean, a lot of change has happened in my life. So, I used to own, end of 2025, and we can kind of do another episode on it.
Yeah, we'll dive deeper for sure.
Dive a little bit deeper, because I got a lot of stuff to say about my journey and what I had gone through. But in October 2025, I had lost the lease to my manufacturing and distribution. So it was in the same building, both licenses. And that was heartbreaking to happen. And I do not have those licenses anymore. And it's changed in a way where it's freed up a lot of my time.
That's good.
And I'm able to focus on myself, different things, because also owning and managing 3 different licenses was really difficult to do. And it has definitely played a role in the experience and what I know and like my knowledge, because now it's like, it's a closed loop system with separated license types. And in order to really understand how everything flows, it's good to have knowledge in each of the different licenses where it's going down the supply chain. I don't have too much experience in cultivation, but having the knowledge in the manufacturing world, the distribution world, and then the retail world kind of gives me an overall picture of just how to operate in this industry and how to be successful and what to do. But NAT is such a completely different business plan than retail. It's so different. And I've, learned a lot from it. And so I do want to change. I've learned that I'm very good at growing businesses and my ideas and how I really want to now help people do that. So I wanted to shift a lot of what I'm doing as well to like contract CEO, CFO work because I want to see people realize their dreams too. And I like the idea of, have the dispensary, we're opening up a lounge and different things that I can help people with. It's like I don't have to continually do it. I just kind of help people see different ways where they can focus on other stuff or talk about their plans and get a clear direction and where they want to go and then just let them take it from there. So
that's really great because like you do have such a great insight that not a lot of people have and I think there's a lot of people out there looking for somebody like you to at least help them, like just be a sounding wall at that point to make sure that they're moving in the right direction because there's just so many gears that goes into running these businesses that if you don't have people like yourself willing to share that information, it's like it makes it really hard for other people to succeed. And I think we need everybody succeeding to really win this uphill battle that we're in, so we definitely should dive deep about it.
A lonely road as an entrepreneur. Because there are some things that you don't necessarily want to talk to your staff about because they don't see the whole picture. So they don't really understand. They understand from their level to maybe overall goals or anything from the organization, but it is really lonely at the top or not being able to find anybody that can help you. And that's really difficult place to be in. You're like, oh man, what do I do next? Or you're stuck and all you need is that little push and then you can get over the hump and then you have that vision of what you want to do be a lot more realized and be able to come to life.
I agree. The staff, it's like it causes them unnecessary stress that then you have to relieve. And because you're like, don't worry,
because that's part of your job. Like sometimes I'm like, man, like I don't even have to be doing anything but holding the stress and it's not a bad thing. It's just what it is. You're holding all this responsibility for everything in the store. And that's why you get paid for it because it is very nerve-wracking and a very stressful place to be in. And so one thing now that I've had a little bit more quiet time, I've been really practicing how to understand my nervous system and how to calm my nervous system because things are going to happen regardless. Like the last city council meeting, I was sitting there and you can't help it. And you have no idea like what's going to happen. So we thought this thing was going to pass. We're like, oh yeah, this is easy peasy. We're like up there. We're like, thank you.
That's what I mean. Like I thought it was done.
I appreciate it. This is great. And then they start going back and forth and they're like, I don't like this. I don't like this. And I felt my heart racing and I'm like, oh, this is giving me anxiety. Like this is giving me major anxiety. And then I look around and everybody around me is sweating. Like, like it's a really interesting, just like place to be in. And so I noticed and so I'm like, oh, okay. Like this is really affecting like my nervous system and there's nothing I could do about it. Right. Like it's totally out of my control. Like I'm just a little piece of the whole puzzle when you talk about city infrastructure and how things happen. And that not just how life is for everybody. Like there's shit that's going to happen that you're not going to be able to control and it's going to be stressful. And so you have to learn for yourself and for your own unique way. Okay, how, if I'm in a stressful situation, like how do I calm myself down without spiraling?
Yeah, that fight or flight kicks in for sure. And you have to learn how to regulate that. Yeah, no, I mean, recently we went through something kind of crazy here at Delta Boys where basically we had a group of partners and then one of the partners purchased all the equity from all the other partners. And for short, it basically ended up with a new owner for Delta Boys, and it was really scary. It was super scary because none of us really knew it. Nobody knew that it was going to happen. One of the older owners came in and was like collecting his like things, and we were like, "What's going on?" And he's like, "Oh, I sold all of it to this guy." And we're like,
"All of it?
All of it? So you're not the owner anymore?" He's like, "Nope, I'm done." And I was like, okay. And I had never had any experiences with these people. I did not know anything about them, and I was just like freaking out because sometimes when new owners come in, they decide that they want a different staff or they have their own ideas of what.
Have you had experience like that before where you're working somewhere and that completely new ownership change?
But I've watched other people have that experience. And so I was like, okay, that's kind of scary. I mean, from people that like coffee shops, like somebody works at an independent coffee shop, somebody buys it, Dutch Bros buys it, and then they fire everybody, you know, that's just it. And I've seen that even with weed companies where somebody changes hands and then they totally release the whole staff.
Sometimes even management, like not even owners, but like if a new manager comes in, they want to have their way of doing things, and they're like, well, you know, you're going to be stuck in the old way, and we want this new way. So,
and that brings its own anxieties because like I knew that would be a part of it, you know, when they came in, that like things would change, you know, and that I know what I know about the store I run, but like I definitely had to calm myself and calm the staff and make sure everybody felt okay. So it goes to that anxiety.
And a big part of your job was helping, like you said, calm the staff. Like that's hard because you can't control how other people feel at all. I
kind of had to just keep it from them, to be honest with you. Like, and like I told them things, but like there's a lot of things I kept from them. You know, and it definitely made me, you know, nervous, but luckily everything's been working out really well. And actually it's brought in a new life to Delta Boys that I'm really excited about because the previous owners weren't really cannabis people. They kind of had gotten into it, in my opinion, for the wrong reasons. They thought they were going to make money, and obviously that's not what we're going to do out here in Delta Boys. You know, that might be different for a store like Pocket, but you know, like here it's like, you know, we kind of have a unique kind of small business that really requires people to have love and passion for cannabis.
Well, if you guys weren't here, then all the people in this general area would not have any access to any sort of cannabis. So it really is like the advocacy part of it. Like you're here because you're the only one here.
Yeah, and we have a couple stores like over on the other side of the bridge, but they're very corporate-y, and we try to give that vibe of like community. Back to what you're saying about like donations, like we contribute to the local school, we give to like all the little local charities in town and stuff, and just really try to be a foundation for the town. I mean, shoot, you come down here on a Sunday night, we're probably the only ones open, you know? So it's like, we're like the life of Main Street in Ileton. But yeah, like it's been a good ride, and I'm really looking forward to the this year coming with these new owners because they have so much energy and so much passion, and it's really, I'm glad I was able to make it through that transition, you know?
I don't think it's a bad thing and I think that we're going to see it a lot more, and it is so hard, especially if you have been in the industry since the Prop 215 era. You have this experience where you've gone through this really dope community-led, self-regulated industry to then commercial, and now we're moving more towards corporate. So there are some things not happen with the rescheduling. There are some things that didn't happen with the rescheduling, but we are moving in that direction. And it's just something that I think we're going to have to get used to seeing is the more like a lot more corporate. And for brands and such, it could be a good thing because from owning a manufacturing company, a brand, NASHA was hard. And I think one of the reasons, like, you know, we did lose our lease, but one of the reasons why it was so difficult for me to run that was because we tried to bootstrap. And like, you cannot do that because you have AR balances, you have new batches that need to come out, you have things that are very temperamental when it comes to timing and the freshness of the product. And so with all of those against you, you have to be really quick to market. You have to have enough to be able to buy in bulk so that you're able to save on bigger batches. So the amount that you're paying is less. And it can be a really good thing for, I think, a lot of these brands and things. But we will probably see, like, it is going to be interesting when the cannabis industry in the United States can go on the stock market, because that is something that the Canadian stock market has. I'm not really sure. I just started learning myself about like stocks, kind of like my retirements and, whatnot. But I also like go back and forth because I'm like, I don't want to support these big corporations. I'm going to find other places to invest my money in. But anyways.
Hey, precious metals are the thing right now.
So it's going to be really interesting to see when that is able to happen. And I have seen just from the rescheduling a lot more people infusing money into the cannabis space. And, so this year I'm going to go with Kim and Deanna, and we're going to go to Washington, D.C. to advocate for safe banking for NCIA for their lobby day.
Cool.
Out in May. And safe banking is something that we absolutely need because even the smaller operators, it is really scary to be a small operator and be like, oh yeah, this wave of all these corporate people and this corporate money is coming in. But the ability to get a loan from the bank, if we need a loan, like that's how other people run businesses. That is how small businesses happen. And it's just not possible for us. We're limited on what buildings we can choose. If there's a building and you really like it, it's a good location, but it has a loan from a bank, which is 90% of buildings, they can't lease it to you.
Right.
So there's just, and that is partly what happened with ours too. The landlord was like, well, we want to get a loan from the bank in order to make more improvements on the building, and we can't rent to we can't rent to anybody in the cannabis industry. So safe banking is something that is really important, but once that does pass, it's going to be more wave of corporate money coming in and buying businesses. And then when actual descheduling happens, then you're going to see a whole flood in our industry will be completely different. So
yeah, and I think for those of us that have been in it since Prop 215, the best thing you can do is to just stay educated and then find ways to like gain extra skills that make you still attractable to those corporations, because corporations have their own models on how they look for staffing or how they want staffing to be done. And it's like, you can't stay in the old school way. You kind of have to learn those corporation adaptions. I think cannabis is always going to have its fun vibe to it, with regardless of you work in. But when you work for a corporation, there's things that you kind of have to know and know how to navigate, which is people really, but on a very professional level in corporate like world. There's definitely not like a friendly your buddy selling hash to. It's a very businessy type thing. So,
and if you want to support the local businesses, find out who they are.
Yeah, for reals, like, I mean, shoot, like we get people come in all the time, oh, why aren't you like these stores? And I'm like, they're corporate. How do you not know they're corporate? Look how many stores they have. Like, we only have one store. Like, we're not a corporation, we don't have that private money in there. But to switch the topic, I brought some things today that I thought we could talk about.
I'm down.
Let me pull these out. So a couple things is...
I'm glad you're sharing, because I went to that same event and I did not get to see their flower. So this is
okay.
Completely, I actually never heard of this brand either.
So this is the Northern Harvest stuff that we got. So that's what this is. Yeah. So we both, I think, really enjoyed that. And we had the Maui Wowie, and then they also gave me their GMO OZ, which is really one of my favorites from them, actually. But yeah, this is the brand that the strain, this is where you can find it on the rec market. I heard it's still, on the traditional side of things, but this is from Green Dragon, and they've been around a long time. I think they were Prop 215 era.
They used to have tinctures, or
I think so. I know they're from LA. I don't know about that, but they mostly do flower now. They don't even do rosin or vapes. But this is the strain that is the new hype strain. Everybody's chasing after it, which is called toad venom, and it's a pretty unique kind of smell. It's definitely more earthier. Sorry, I should have just moved the mic.
Okay, yeah, that green.
Yeah, much more earthy.
Green smell, but it's also still sweet.
A little bit, yep. Pull it out and crack it.
Yeah, it seems like it'd be a good mix. Like
it's a heavy high. When I've smoked it, from people off the traditional market, it is.
Yeah, it's sticky too.
Yeah,
which is nice.
So that stuff right now is anywhere from $3,000 to $4,000 a pound, which is the highest pound price that I've heard of since the Blue Zushi days.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. I mean, so they are asking normally 18 for their eighths. These are 30.
Okay.
Because it's
this specific strain.
Just that strain. Yeah.
How do people feel about that, having different prices in the same brand? Like the consumers, do you feel like they understand?
I think it's weird. And I think that if you're going to have a different price structure, that you kind of have to put it into a different container, because when you look at their containers, they're all the same. And if I have something priced at 45 and then I've got something up here for 70 in the same jar, I think there is a miscommunication there. But also, I find that people buy in the 45 range are not people that even look at the $70 stuff. They just are automatically like, that's out of my radar. Like, I'm in this section, like, so they don't really look at it. But it is definitely a little difficult, I think, when you're buying from them, because you're like, well, why? Your other weed's great. Why am I paying more for this strain? And it's honestly, it's just because it's super new. It's super new. There's only like a handful of people that have it, and it's supposed to be the new thing. I mean, all the internet weed celebrities are like talking about it. It's like, it's the thing. So I think there's some hype for it.
What's the genetics on the toad?
I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't even know if the internet would tell us what it is. Let's see if we can find something. So, and then this is their new cross, which is Toad Burger. I guess they haven't even released that yet.
And this would be more on the higher end range also, because it's kind of same. I guess, they could do the line and then have, like you were saying, different packaging, and it would be the higher end line to it, because it is all the customers get to see is the packaging. So it's communication.
That's why I'm saying, like, if you had something a little different. But the internet says that it's Venom OG times all gas OG, unlike the Tyson, the Toad, which was Chem Dog and Girl Scout cookies. So it's a completely different genetic makeup than the Tyson. A lot of people have been getting that confused. I even got that confused. I was like the Tyson one? And everybody's like, no, it's completely different. Yeah, that one you can... They told me that they wouldn't tell me what strain was in that and cross with it. And I'm like, burger, come on, it's hash burger.
People love the hash burger. Also, those ones, it is a heavier smoke for a lot of people. Sure. And so whenever we get a hash burger strain that comes in, it flies off the shelf.
It also tests really well. Every time, even if I get it from like a cheaper brand that, like a dime bag or something, like it's a cheaper brand, cheaper one, but it tests really high. But that's the one thing. And sometimes I see it labeled as a hybrid, and I'm like, that is not a hybrid.
It's heavy.
That is a heavy indica. Yeah.
Yeah, it is so interesting because it is different. You have the weed people, like the connoisseurs that are into specific things and specific strains. The traditional market is into specific things, specific strains. And then you get your consumers at the dispensary that are not in those worlds, that are into completely different things. For them, I think a lot of the old school strains do well for, Maui Wowie, Blue Dream, a lot of those things. The legacy strains do really well. But there is a lot of good brands, like the Northern Harvest, I think does a really good job of a mix between the two. Like and that's I think the best way. You have your classics that you rotate through, and then you throw in a couple exotics once in a while with some different flavor profiles, and then people are able to branch out too, because they're like, oh, I trust that because I've had this before, and then I'm going to try their new OZ Cross, what
it becomes like the buddy down the street. You always know he's got good weed. You know, you don't have to worry about it. Yeah, I kind of like that certain brands are becoming staples that way, where it's like the customer can trust the brand. It makes this a lot easier for us at the store. So we're going to jump right back really quick, and I'm going to talk about what my favorite strain is right now. So we'll be right back, you guys. All right, so we're back. Thank you for that break. So this right now is my favorite thing, and it's actually not a super rare genetic, but I just love it, and I particularly like it from this grower. It's the LA Pop Rocks with purple push pops, and I just love the taste because I like candy strains, but for some reason they give me a shit ton of anxiety, like lemon cherry gelatos or any kind of gelato. I get a lot of anxiety from them, so I just tend to stay away from them, even though I love the way they taste when you smoke it. But afterwards I'm like, I don't feel good, I need to go. This does not make me feel that way. It just makes me feel really tired and sleepy. But I brought it because I wanted you to check it out, because it's super good.
Yeah, I have heard that Bosque has a lot of good strains that are coming out right now.
Yes.
I know they're like one of the higher end brands that we carry.
Yeah, so he used to be a Prop 215 grower, and he brings a lot of that with him. You got to crack it. I've had it for a minute, but he is the one person that, like, when I get nugs from him, they're all chunky like that.
Yeah, it's hella pretty. Like, this is like a eighth in a nug. Like, I'm sure, like, it looks like, this is the majority of the eighth.
Yeah, like, put it in your hand. It, like, fits almost in the palm of your hand, you know? Like, it's it's a fat bud. But I love that strain so much, and you get that candy terp with that nice relaxing high and no anxiety for me. And, Bosque's doing a really good job. So.
The packaging too. I mean, it is a little bit of plastic, but
jars actually is how they come. So that's how they send like samples for like the staff. Basically, is like that. But it comes in these cool jars that have like a magnifying glass on the bottom. So when you look at it, it's very like in your face in the jar. And nobody's like trying to see in there. You know?
Yeah,
the good old flashlight. Yeah.
What is it? Let me pick. Let me pick which one. Can I cry? And like, this is why I like this plastic. This was what I say, because I like the Mylar bags is, nice. You get it with eco-friendly materials. It's even better. But the fact that people can't squish the nugs, because like they will grab it and they will be like, you can't smell it through the bag. Like, there's no point in squishing the nug.
I think that they feel like that's a freshness test to see if like the nugs are squishy. And I get that, but at the same time, I have to remind customers sometimes. I always say to them, hey, I have to sell this to somebody else. Can you not crush their nugs? And then they go, oh yeah, I'm sorry, I thought it was just a display. I'm like, no, there's all weed is sold these days. There is nobody just sending me weed for you to smash up. So but yeah, so
Give me the next one.
This
one is.
I don't like this one. Yeah, no. I don't want to say I feel bad for retail customers, but I do, because I feel like they at one point, kind of in the beginning, weren't always guaranteed like the freshest flower, because things weren't as up and running as they are now.
I mean, still, it's something that we have to keep watch on and be aware of. And it really can turn you off from a brand when you feel like it's a dishonest thing where the samples that they give you, everything is fresh, and then when you actually get the delivery of the flower, you're like, what the hell is this?
So there's this thing going on Reddit. I don't know if you get on Reddit or not.
Not really.
Okay,
no.
so there's like subreddits for people talking about cannabis, and like there's people that get on there that are like, they say that they're bud tenders, and they're like, oh, you know what you need to do is you got to check package dates. You got to check package dates. That's how you get the freshest flower. And so recently we've had people come in and want to check package dates, which is fine,
Yeah.
But they don't realize the little game that the distros play, which is that weed could have been sitting in a turkey bag for 6 months.
Package is not being cultivated date, which it was so funny because
harvest or
the harvest. In the beginning, I thought it did. So when we were putting the harvest date on everything, the harvest and the package date, and then where they were like, you don't have to do that. And I'm like, what?
I know you want to be fully transparent with people. I'm like that too. But yeah, like they're just a different, it's just interesting to me. But I always tell customers, it's like, if you see a brand that's like, if you go to your regular club and you kind of see it sitting on the menu for a while and you were in there last week, like you can probably bet that it's a slow moving strain for the brand. So it's probably not going to be the thing that you're going to want to buy. But also just, I guess asking the bud tenders, like what recently came in, that's a good question, to ask. But packaged dates,
I mean, even if it recently came in doesn't necessarily mean that it is the freshest. So just be like, this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something not is really pliable, like not.
Well, so but I'm like, if you're worried about old weed, look for the discounted weed. If it was $20 last week and now it's $10, there's probably a reason for that.
But I will say also though that sun grown, certain things you can't get around in, and if a farmer knows how to preserve their flower, so that the thing that happens is if it's in the jars for a long time, because the jars and our packaging or bags, it doesn't matter what it is. So now there's the Grove bags that have the technology that things stay fresher. I haven't really tried it myself and done experiments on does this actually, but I have heard from people that it works. But when you keep it in the turkey bag in a cool place and it's cared for in the right way, it can be preserved well and still be smoking. But it's just that as soon as it gets packaged, that air gets introduced from the bag, from the jar at such a small amount that they'll just shrivel up. It's like,
I don't understand.
Gosh.
I've always wondered what made the turkey bag such a good preserve thing, and the only thing I can think of is that it's stored with so much weed. That,
I think it's the mass amount.
Yeah,
I do. Yeah, I think that's
what it
is. That's
a
big part of it, because the moisture, the humidity kind of stays in the bag. Also,
I agree. Yeah,
through the other nubs.
Yeah, because turkey bags are pretty sealed. There's no air penetrating that bag,
because I think they were, I'm guessing, I don't know for sure, but because it did help with the smell, right?
Yeah.
That's why they're used a lot in terms of what we use for pounds.
I wonder who was the first person that was like, I'm going to put it in the turkey bag. Ziplocs, we're going with the turkey bag.
They're making chicken one day, and they're like,
they have a chicken bag,
it'd be really big old turkey, a shake and bake, and then you remember those? I don't think that's around anymore.
Shake and bake,
but that's really that bag.
That's so funny.
Or I remember it from.
I think that the really funny thing is back when I used to work at a hydro store before I really started doing the growing thing, we would sell turkey bags there, and every once in a while they would bring in these ostrich bags, and they were huge, and they were meant to cook an ostrich in.
No, ain't nobody out there cooking ostrich.
I was like, why are you making these bags? Who's just cooking up ostrich?
How are you gonna fit that in your oven? There's no way.
You got this big old bird in your cooking oven.
Let me make this big oven so I can bake my ostrich. No, I think I've had ostrich eggs before. Those are pretty popular, but I have never even heard of anybody eating ostrich.
No, I've tried it once. My family knew these people that had an ostrich farm.
You know what? There was this place in Sacramento. It was an old school old burger joint, the Cookies Drive-In.
Yeah.
And then they had ostrich burgers. I remember.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever had it, but that is an available thing.
It is if you're wanting to get off the chicken. God, could you imagine Kane just economy's tough, man. We're switching over to ostrich tenders.
Which, actually, you never know. That might happen.
My little pokey stick out. That's funny.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get this little joint rolled up. I just rolled a little one because it's just you and I, so I didn't think you and I needed to get blitzed.
And that's the Venom.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
That one's a burger.
It's the Northern Harvest.
Okay,
it's a nug of the Maui Wowie and a nug of their GMO OZ.
Okay, cool.
I just really love their flour. Honestly, those guys up there are really doing a good job. And the one thing that brought me to their brand originally was the fact that they grew sativas on a regular basis. And I don't know if you've noticed this or not, but like there's a lot more people wanting sativa flower. The paranoia of it has gone away, it seems, and people realize like, oh, this is just something that's like more creative, more uplifting. It doesn't necessarily guarantee anxiety. I feel like for a minute there, it was like,
I feel like
anxiety.
Indica for the medical, you know, when we're medical, prop to 15 days, a lot of the people who, you know, really had a passion for cannabis was because they had a medical condition. It was like pain. They'd been through something. You have an autoimmune disorder, and like those heavy indicas just fucking do it. Yeah, they do it, and they do it well. But I would say like more recreationally, right? Because I use, you know, I'm lucky enough to not have any pain and not have to go through a lot of stuff. And, you know, there's some mental things, some de-stress things. I love sativas because it's just, I'm just having fun with it. Yep. You know, I'm just doing it recreationally.
All chatty and stuff.
Yeah. But there is so many growers that don't grow sativas.
It's the longevity. It takes longer to grow and everything. So...
And, you know, the yields and then the flavor, you grow a candy and stuff. It's like much easier to get that flavor profile to pop out to where people taste it. They're like, oh my gosh, what is this?
For sure.
I fall for it. I love the...
What, do you have a favorite strain right now? Something that you...
Oh,
I know you were on your blueberry for a minute, but if there's anything new...
Yeah, I mean, it was funny because I got some more. Kyle went to our Christmas party. He's like, Mindy, I have some Bluephoria. I was like, yes. So I'm probably still on that one. I still do really love that.
I got a cart by a guy who's next door to them. What is their grow called? Powerhouse. I guess he's like next door. And so he brought me in a cart of the Bluephoria.
Oh, nice.
It was really tasty. Yeah. It was a very tasty cart.
Yeah, that's a good flower.
I just love blueberry strains. They're just such a chill smoking experience. Yeah. And they have like that great berry taste. So.
Yeah, no, I'm just right now just trying, you know, whatever. It is kind of hard to keep up sometimes with, because you want to make sure that everything smokes really well. Because even looking at this flower, you know, smells good, looks good, feels good, but the question always is, does it smoke?
Does it smoke? Yeah.
So
yeah, buds can definitely be misleading. They can look super good, and then you put it in a thing, and you're like,
yeah, or just harshness.
I can't stand harshness. That's my number one. Like if I hit it and I'm like,
I can't finish the joint. Like I don't want that experience for my customers.
No, because for us,
and like, how do you really smoke every single strain of weed? Like you can't. It's impossible.
I have a staff. That helps me with that.
Like little review. Like we have like little review sheets, and people will write down their stuff and let us know how it is. But.
Well, yeah, because you got certain staff members that have been with you long enough that they've learned all the things that you're kind of looking for, and they definitely can help. That I definitely have a certain bud tender here that I rely a lot on that on.
Yeah, so. But not everybody at my store also smokes. Or like I have an employee that really likes CBD, and she only does CBD. And that, you know, works really well because we have a whole bunch of CBD products. So every time we get something like that, it's like, oh, they're the expert in that field. And then other people I only had one guy, he doesn't work for us anymore, but he does like, I don't smoke flower. I only smoke concentrates, you know, So you get your different levels of people that what they're into, but then that's good because then you know that you can trust their opinion on that thing because that's what they like. And if they don't like it, then it's not a good product.
Yeah, I agree. And another indicator like this joint, like it's already got a grease ring. I
can see it from here.
Yeah, that is a good indicator. But it's definitely a lot of a lot of time. That's something I do a lot as a buyer, is like spend a lot of time researching and learning as much as possible and just trying to get my hands on as much as possible so that I can be the best buyer I can for the store. Because when I have a small menu like I do, I can't put anything on it. I have to make sure it's the best. And if I do something wrong, like I definitely figure it out. Like we picked up a company recently and like I'm just like so disappointed with what came, and you know, there's talk about, oh, we'll send it back, and I'm like, I can't send it back. Like, you know how hard it is to transfer. Yeah, like
that is really smooth, and it has a
really
nice flavor.
Yeah, it is very smooth. But yeah, so we've had to put it on sale, and that's always sad because like it's like then I know I can't ever bring that brand back, you know, and it's like. Yeah, sorry. I know you're doing really well other places, but
yeah, you get that one unfortunate batch, but that's your one shot to
I'm excited
do something.
Speaking of brands, I'm really excited to bring on Wizardtree's new lineup that they have coming. Their flower is really good, and it's really small batch.
Yeah, it's like they're consistently really good. We keep them steady at our store. We keep Bosky steady, Wizardtree steady.
Yeah, I really enjoy all of their weed for sure. But but yeah, something else I wanted to talk about was like I wanted to tell all of our guests that we had last year like a big thank you for coming and doing this with us, especially as being a smaller show. You know, them taking the time out of their lives to come out and to shoot this show with us because that really meant a lot. And
and I love the documentation of it because like as we were saying, things change so quickly that I love to be able to reach out to them again in the future and be like, okay, this much is different, this much has changed. But it was really inspiring just to be around a lot of those ladies. I was like, oh.
Yeah. These are some powerhouses.
Yeah. And doing like completely different things, but people with missions and passion and like, okay, like this is what you're supposed to be fucking doing in this world. And that's amazing. And that's incredible. And it's such a blessing that people were able to find their place and then to shine.
Yeah. And they all have the same kind of grinding mentality from, you know, BAs to CEOs. Like they're all really putting their hearts into it. And I think that was such a cool thing to get to highlight is like, it doesn't matter where you are in the industry. It's just about you doing the best with where you are, you know what I mean? And really having the passion for it. And I think there's a spot for everybody to find that passion. And yeah, I just think it was, sometimes I'd leave here just like feeling like tripped out that like I just had that experience, you know, and just like got to hear. I love getting to hear people's like deep stories, you know, like I like having deep conversation. And so getting to sit down and then record those deep conversations. Cause I feel like so many times we've been in conversation. You're like, man, I wish we recorded that. Cause like that was really good, you know, and to actually do that, like that was a very rewarding year. And I really am grateful for all the ladies that came and recorded with us because I learned a lot. I think you learned a lot. I think that we both like were very inspired, and I think we've also done a good job of inspiring our listeners. You know, I've had people come in that, you know, they love the show and we took a little break, and I think it was just like the holidays and stuff. We just, you know, we kind of hit that point, and for us that are in retail, it's like the holiday time is crazy. Like there's tons of it's like a weird lull, like it's like a little break and you're like, oh, okay, we're going into winter, and then the holidays hit and it's like it's on, you know. And
well, it's like a really good time too to kind of reevaluate. Like I don't know, New Year is really big for me. Like I'm such like a planner, organizer. Like that's how my brain works. I'm like I have to do all of this stuff before the
there's that too.
Make sure this is all closed out, and then I have to do all this planning for like all my goals. Like, what am I gonna do? And it gets fucking overwhelming. But it is good to start fresh, and then like that reflection. Like I feel like we always need the reflection in order to then figure out the plan, because the plan is the most important part of doing something. So, you know, we tried something new today where there's all sorts of topics that are happening that we could talk about, new things that are going on, and there's always something going on. But then also, you know, to find or bring back other people. So, if
Yeah, we're gonna have some different guests. Maybe bring some people back on. I think also us getting to share our perspectives of being in the industry through a year will be really cool to document, because like this year is the year of the horse, so it's like according to that, like this year is going to be a driving go year. So I'm excited to see how things progress throughout this year.
And I want to thank the listeners too that like continue to rock with us and listen to our show.
I agree.
I think that's super cool. And this year too, it'd be dope to like, just like build that community. Like we want to know who you guys are. So like comment on our stuff, like say hi, all of that good stuff. 'Cause we want to bring something of value to the world and to people, and let us know kind of what you guys like, and maybe like, what your favorite episode.
If there's topics you want us to talk about, I think it'd be good, you know, like, or if there's certain ladies in the industry you'd like us to get an interview with, let us know. We definitely want to do as much value as possible, and I think that there's so much that we can share that sometimes it's a little hard to like pick what to share. So if you guys could help us guide us in that way of what you want us to share, that would be most excellent. We really appreciate everybody tuning in and listening. So
I think it's been a great year. Like 2025 was like really crazy in different parts of my life, but like in this podcast it was really beautiful to see.
2025 I got married. I forgot. I got married. So I'm officially a married woman, and I'm grateful to my wife. And thank you. So 25 is a good year, you know. It was a good cleanse of life, like, and so getting married was cool. We just did a small thing. It wasn't anything crazy, but we've been together for, I guess, 4 years so it would have been our 4th years when we got married, and it's just nice to have that. I don't know, I don't want to say security, but it's just nice to have like officiated that with our family and really share us with everybody. So
create those happy memories, make it happen.
Exactly. So my ring actually is kind of cool. It's got sequoia in it. It's like handmade from this guy in Tennessee, and like everybody always with their wedding rings, like they always like seek out like these big glammy kind of things, and I was like, I don't want that. I want something really natural, but I didn't want a wood ring because they're kind of like they get sticky on your finger.
Is that one really sturdy?
Yeah, like it's made out of tungsten, which is the world's strongest metal, I guess, or something like that. But it's inlaid with sequoias from here in California, and I was like, I love that idea because I love trees. Like they're like my thing. I go see. I'm like people are like, I'm gonna go to the city to see the big buildings.
Your roots, your family, like that strength from trees, the sturdiness of it.
I love trees, especially our coastal redwoods and sequoias, because they have so much heart to me. Like they withstand so much, you know, like, and they've been there for thousands and thousands of years. So my voice is getting all cracky from that joint. But anyways, well, thank you guys so much for tuning in and listening to our first episode of 2026. And we're on TikTok, we're on Instagram. You kind of have to look a little hard, but if you comment on this video, or if you comment, there's in our description there, it should tell you the actual Instagram. We had to change it up a little bit because Instagram was being haters. So
I'm curious, you know, hopefully with the progression of everything, that's one thing I really hope. I don't know if it's going to happen, but like if Instagram just lighten up, that would be so nice.
They really are. It's crazy.
But you know, we'll figure out different ways, like the best way. Like Patreon might be a good way to like always have the videos on there or something like that, to where it's a steady place where you can find us. So.
And get all the actual information. So, because we might have to censor some of the things we have on the show, and you're only going to see all that on Patreon or something like that. So
we'll see. Well, thank you so much for sticking around with us, and then I hope you guys have a wonderful time, a beautiful 2026.
I agree. You guys have a good day. We'll see you next time.